I don't like girls with spray paint and graffiti and ink and needles that have pierced their soft, delicate, collagen-rich feminine skin and been drawn on with whack, dumb little images, nor do I like mutilation of metal objects pushed through your nose.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure most women would prefer a guy who didn't look like he was born from a brother and sister that got drunk in the same trailer together.
And this is why I'm considering dating teenagers.
I beg your pardon?
Hopefully, by the time they're 18, 19,
Jesus
they haven't got any tattoos yet. Also, you can just go to another country. There's actually a few countries in South America where they don't all have mutilated their bodies.
Hi, my name is Akeem, and I am the founder, chairman, CEO, president, vice president, and the dean of Ran-DomU University. We offer a vast variety of courses, everything from psychology of the fake alpha male to cringe studies to pause 101. Now, if you're interested in joining this university, please call or text the number on the screen at 1555 Ran-DomU. Are you ready?
Seriously, only considering dating actual teenagers, 18 and 19 years old.
I beg your pardon?
Because women do not come pre-assembled. This is a quote from my good friend, client, and now business partner, Myron Gaines.
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure he's talking about this Myron Gaines, the Myron Gaines who wrote the book, Why Women Deserve Less.
You don't find that suspicious?
And I know y'all probably got even better questions as to, Mike, why the heck do you even have that book? Well, I have that stupid book because I did a book report on it last year. But, you know, maybe I'll try again. But unfortunately, that means I'm going to have to suffer through a time period of reading through that nonsense again. But luckily, it probably should take less than, well, a day, because it's only like 87 pages of bull crap. I mean, that whole book is a whole bunch of what this dude was talking about in his video today. And I mean, that's sad.
What he means by that, and what I mean by that, is that by the time a woman turns 22, 23, 27, sometimes even by the time they're 20 years old or even younger, they have acquired so many bad habits, so many negative behavior patterns, so many crazy and wrong and harmful opinions and points of view, that it is actually quite staggering how many bad habits needs to be worked out of them, that sometimes it's too late for them and they can't even be rescued. Hence, if you date an 18, 19, 20-year-old girl, sometimes even up to 21, depends where you are, depends on the city, the country, everything like that, then they can be saved.
Considering the fact that this video has already been removed, I had to go through some unconventional means just to go ahead and get this video. And I hated to do it the way I did it. Watts, please don't strike my channel, because the whole clips I got it from your channel, because you're the only one who really still has pretty much the whole video up. Everybody else took the clips. I didn't get it downloaded in time before this guy deleted it off his channel, because I'm pretty sure if he's actually good friends with somebody like Myron might have been smart enough to say, hey homie, get that crap up off your platform and get my name out of it. And since you can't edit my name out of it, how about you just delete it? Because it's got a whole bunch beyond sus material up in there. And I mean, that's the craziest thing. This guy talking about, I'm gonna date me an 18, 19 fresh year old. Like, dude, talking about pre-made packages and like women aren't already ready to go women. I mean, dude, what are you talking about? Ain't nobody fully built and put together by 20 years old. You really think guys are fully put together? You aren't fully put together. First of all, your face already looks deformed. You're talking about being fully put together. Your face does not look like it's fully put together. How about you spread them eyes apart, which I guess genetically there's nothing he can do about it. But I'm telling you, this weird looking dude right here, I'm pretty sure he was put together by two cousins that had a baby. He definitely looks like somebody who reeks of incest. I don't trust this guy. And you know, the funny thing is, he's the kind of person who would probably be lined up with some of these other white supremacists just like Myron and all these people who think that they're just the better people on earth. This guy right here looking like a full-blown Caesar from freaking Planet of the Apes. The kind of person would say that monkeys look like black people with them big old monkey lips. Man, have you seen monkeys' lips? They don't have lips. Monkeys don't even have lips. They look more like the Simpsons, just like this idiot right here. Look at this square head of this dude. Does he not look like one of the monkeys off of Planet of the Apes? I mean, look, I'm trying not to be mean, but I can't help it today, because this guy says a lot of incredibly insane things. I mean, it's a lot of the regurgitated stuff. I mean, all this stuff I've heard a million times. Like, golly, they just sound like they want to be Kevin Samuels so bad. Like, dude, he's dead. Let that man rest. Please. At this point in time, I'm pretty sure Kevin is just bones underneath that casket. Can y'all just not let that man's soul just be easy up there while y'all keep just crapping all over his legacy? Y'all will not let that man just have a moment of peace. Y'all won't let it happen. Y'all are out here still promoting this lifestyle and this crap about women deserving less. And I mean, I already know this guy right here ain't ever seen a vagina. The only time he's seen a box is on some diagram that was held up on the wall in a doctor's office. This guy ain't seen no coochie. I'm sorry, he ain't seen no action. And if he has, he paid top dollar for it, because nobody with any right mind or any regard for their genitals would sleep with this man. I'm telling you, no woman with any sanity would let this guy near her box. This guy reeks of creepo activity. He reeks of white van energy. He reeks of hanging out at the playground buying ice cream cones for the little kiddos, and he has no nieces or nephews. This guy cannot be trusted. I do not like people like this. He's over here talking about controlling women and I'm an alpha male and a leader of the men. You ain't a leader of shit. Ain't nobody following your goofy ass. I'm telling you, you got made fun of a lot in school. I can just tell by the look of you so many different things of you. Now you're a person who was scarred in the past. You saw one of your girlfriends go down on a guy, or you heard the rumors, and she probably wasn't even your girlfriend. She was more than likely just some person that you liked a lot. Somebody you were whacking your meat to in some pictures that you saw or got passed around the school, and you're like, ooh, I really liked her. And you turned out she actually was a hoe. So now all women are 304s to you. That's just how it works. I'm pretty sure you got your own copy of Why Women Deserve Less, and I'm pretty sure you can't even open it because you whacked your meat in it so many times that it's glued shut. I mean, it's just sad, man. I can't. All these people just make me sick. They make me sick. I mean, and the thing is, I was wanting to make this video days ago, and I mean, I got tied up with so much crap, and honestly, I was sleepy. I wanted to rest. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I forgot to mention that, but I immediately wanted to play this guy. This guy needs to be put over the campfire. We need to go ahead, throw him in the air fryer, and go ahead and get it right, because the cooking needs to commence with people like this. Because people like this are even more dangerous than the guys that you see promoting these messages on Fresh and Fit, or the No Fugazi podcast, or you're talking about people like Rolo Tomasi and the other idiots of the Red Pill. These guys are true degenerates. This man actually posted this on his channel. How? I mean, this is worse than something that EDP would post almost. Talking about he would just go ahead and take the girl straight from the middle school. This guy, I guarantee you, still goes to high school women's basketball games, going to the volleyball games. He's still hanging out there. He goes to homecoming and it ain't for college. I mean, wow. These people.
When my good friend Myron Gaines says women do not come pre-assembled, he means they are not a finished and complete product outside of the box. They need the man to kind of push away these bad habits that they may be acquiring from mainstream media.
Are you talking about sort of like the bad habits that these young men are getting from people like you and your best friend Myron and the people from the No Fugazi podcast, crashing out on women anytime that they decide they want to put a picture on Instagram because you think, oh my God, you're trying to show your titties to other men. Like, how insecure are all you people? Y'all talking about women having all these insecurities and not knowing how to carry themselves out in public, but for whatever reason, y'all the ones for whatever reason are always breaking shit, slamming phones, going to jail, crashing out over dudes, crying out in your car, losing your minds because guess what? Your girl decided she was going to do something on her own. Oh my gosh, she had a brain. You're not supposed to have one of those.
Certainly from universities and college campuses, feminism, movies, pop culture, etc. It is actually quite staggering, and that's why I'm considering dating younger girls. Because they tend to be more of like a blank slate.
I got this feeling that you're settling for little girls because you can't get women. I don't believe getting adults is in your repertoire. I believe you can only pull off the women that you can just manipulate, morph their brains. Literally, the children that have their brains that are so soft that you can actually press their heads forward like it's Play-Doh. That's the ones you're going for because you have no business talking to any women. Because any woman could sniff out what kind of weirdo activity you got going on over there, homie. Telling them like, you're not very mature enough. You are somebody who wants people to be submissive, but what are you demanding? Y'all want to talk about looks and scaling things from scales of 1 to 10, and if you up to this point, then you can actually negotiate having a woman do things on your own terms. Isn't that supposed to be for like good looking men? I don't think you're qualified, bro. I don't think you're fixated on I think you're fixated on all the wrong things. I think you got your priorities all misaligned here. I just do. I mean, look, you need a lot of money for chicks.
And very feminine women, if they are dating a guy who has a strong masculine frame, they tend to just kind of absorb his points of view and his ways of thinking and his value system.
Why is this guy talking about masculinity like he actually knows what it is? Like he actually has a masculine bone anywhere in his body. This man is about as masculine as Elton John. Truly is about as tough as a bowl of ice cream. This man isn't masculine. I guarantee you, I can't see where he's standing up and how tall he is, but I guarantee you he's small. He's small in impact on society, and he's small in nature. And that's no hate on small people, because small people pretty much run the world. Everywhere I go, the short guys are the ones who making all the money, and they're the ones who got power and influence over everything. But this isn't one of those guys. This is a guy who's over here talking like he's rich, but he actually got a busted up Honda Accord at home. Thing barely runs. Doesn't even have TV. Dirty house. He's dirty. He might smell like shit right now. He's one of those people, but yet he wants to have demands. But for whatever reason, he won't even go out and actually earn his way around. This guy is a passport, bro. This guy is traveling out of the country, going to Brazil, going over to Thailand, trying to find all these places. He's still living in this fantasy that for whatever reason, most women are going to Dubai. Like the only women going to Dubai are these 304s that live in Miami in this reality that isn't real. They're always stuck in this stupid matrix. It is so frustrating knowing that these people exist still. Like I always talk about, we need flawed people in this world. We need people like this guy because we have to have people to make fun of. Without people like this, we lack in content sometimes. But it gets to a point where it's dangerous because people like this, people with these crazy ideologies, these people who believe that women need to be stuck in the kitchen, they need to make sure they're making sandwiches and wearing their aprons and stuff like that when they're in the kitchen. And when the guy comes home, like nothing should be dirty, everything should be pristine. She should have paid all of his bills with his money and taken care of all the finances because for whatever reason, the only thing the guy can do is literally go to work and come back home. So like they make it seem like guys work 17 hours a day, come home and do nothing but go to sleep and then get up and do the same thing tomorrow. And the women, they make sure they clean the house, they clean the cars, they make sure they vacuum everything, they make sure his house smells good, they make sure his clothes are pristine, everything is top notch, and they don't have anything else to do but cater to that man. That is her purpose in life. Some women like that idea. And the craziest thing is this whole woman who had a thing, this ISIS chick who had this crash out here on the platform, which is it's just a disaster. I mean, I don't even know if I want to make the video now because it's just so effed up. The whole situation, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore. But really, these guys, what they don't actually realize is they would be criticizing her, and that's the kind of chick that they actually want. A woman who is just gonna, at every beck and call, do whatever the guy wants. Literally cater to everything he needs. Give him everything he wants. Don't live a life of your own. Only live for the man. That's the kind of life that she was promoting on her channel. And I guarantee you, they would be criticizing that chick. But that's the kind of chick that they want.
Loyalty. It's not just the sexuality. That's her main job. Obviously, she shouldn't be doing that. But bro, I'm talking about loyalty in all facets, right? I mean, bro, going to a club, all this other stuff, that's surface level shit. Like, that's basic stuff, man. Like, that's not even a conversation to be having with these girls if you want to take her seriously. Oh, I want to go to the club. Like, bro, that shouldn't even be that's a non-negotiable, right? I'm talking about in other aspects. I'm talking about more advanced shit because this is a girl that you're going to bring around your family, okay? For holidays. I'm talking about unyielding loyalty.
A woman that is fully devoted. Don't forget the undying loyalty. Remember, I said this a long time ago. Myron and all them, they just want their chicks to basically be a plantation slave. They want them to serve them.
But when we're talking about this loyalty, guys, we're talking about loyalty to you and everything. Does she listen to what you say? Does she question what you say? Etc. Does she give you a hard time when you give her instructions? These are all you don't just need loyalty, you need unyielding loyalty in all facets of what you do. If you were to say, I'm dropping everything and I'm moving across country next week, will she leave with you? Oh. Will she drop what she's doing? Okay? If you told her, I don't really like this girl, you need to stop being friends with her, is she going to drop that friend? You know what I mean? Is she willing to truly make sacrifices on your behalf? Yeah. Right? Which if she makes a sacrifice on your behalf, it's going to benefit her because remember, you're the leader, right? She's going to directly benefit from anything that you benefit from because she's under your authority.
That's all they want.
And naturally submissive women kind of mold themselves around the guy they are dating. Now, I've done a lot of research recently on Myron Gaines, my good friend. I've watched some of his videos. I've been a little bit on a binge. And this is going to be a combination of research that I've done on exactly elaborating on that statement, why women don't come pre-assembled. This is also a list of red flags and things you need to look out for with girls you're dating. And like I said, with younger girls, hopefully you can get them before they've adopted these negative behavior patterns or made some of these mistakes. And it's going to be the majority directly from Myron's mouth. There may be a few things that I put my little spin on or that he wouldn't agree with absolutely 100% with, but you can pretty much guarantee that Myron would be on board with 99% of this stuff, although it may have some of the Casey Redbeard twists on it. And I've definitely added on some of my own stuff here. So without any further ado,
now I can see why this video was just deleted altogether. Everything was just Myron inspired. He kept putting everything on Myron. Myron is the motivation for this video. These are Myron's quotes. I learned this from Myron. I binged Myron games. Like, good Lord, dude, can you please get the balls out of your mouth? I mean, just for a second. You need to pull it out for just a moment. You're doing a whole lot more than just flossing your teeth with his pubes, dog. Like, really, at this point in time, you built an entire monument dedicated to Myron. You know what Helga Pataki did when she was on Hey Arnold? She built that crazy shrine to Arnold in her closet where she had all sorts of different foods and shoes and clothes and garbage that was put together so she can get on her knees and worship his existence. Like, this is another level of worshiping somebody that is disturbing. This is way worse than people over there with the saint in the center while they're over there joining that cult. This is a whole nother cult. You have just decided that you're just going to worship this man. This is your God. And that is crazy to think that Myron is your hero. I mean, you need better heroes. This is a worse hero than Black Knight Lightning is for the black people. Like, I like Black Lightning, but could we not get somebody else besides just him? We got Black Panther, but unfortunately he passed. But, you know, I mean, and that's just our luck, of course. We get one great superhero and he dies a year later. Like, but despite the point.
this is the dangerous, harmful behavior pattern number 1, acting combative, masculine, and resisting a man's leadership. So, like I said, feminism, mainstream media, movies teach women to be masculine, disagreeable, and uncooperative. If you look at the new Star Wars movies, for example, I think I got through the first one. I think I watched the second one, and I couldn't even, watch the last one. It has the main character, Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy had to work for his force powers. He would lose, his first and second lightsaber battles. He got his hand cut off at one point. He got totally, bitch slapped by Darth Vader. He was even losing to the Emperor at the end of Return of the Jedi. He was infallible. He had to go on like a hero's journey. The new ones, she's a woman, power of the pussy, I have a vagina, I'm strong. All the women are bossy. The men are kind of portrayed as being the more bratty and unpredictable, unreliable ones, where the women are very, calm-headed. And, we know that, yeah, that's true. That's an accurate reflection of society, that, the men are, the bouncing off the walls, and the women are more calm and logical and stoic. The next one is unrealistic relationship expectations. Believing relationships should be effortless based on constant romantic gestures fueled by movies and social media. So women...
Who thinks like that?
I think the thing that bothers me the most about this whole situation with this guy is that he's just simply too effing ugly to have these ridiculous demands. Like, who is this dude? This guy should not be able to talk like this. There's a reason why people are talking about taking away the microphones from these people. There's too many podcasts. Too many people can go out there and just get them a microphone and just start yapping. Just like I'm yapping now. This guy, unfortunately, is taking it to a whole nother level. And it's just to a point where it doesn't make any sense. Like, there is such thing as pretty privilege in this world, and he ain't got it. And that is something that he needs to wake up to the reality to. Sort of like they're always talking about women believe in Disney fairy tales and believe they're going to be Disney princesses and how they just live in this world of delusion. Why are people like him and Myron and all these other douches always talking about movies and how the fact that they aren't catered towards the men anymore? I thought the movies didn't matter. Then why do y'all always keep bringing them up? If they are supposed to not believe in movies, then y'all need to stop believing in the movies. Why do we need them? Y'all keep saying like, well, no, y'all need to just lead and go through the scripture and go through the Bible that y'all have never read in y'all's entire lives and all this crap like that. The only book y'all read is that crap, Women Deserve Less, and all this other garbage talking about Roll Tomasi's books and all these other losers out here like Donovan Sharp, just conning the mess out of you people. And y'all are just such idiots. There's a reason why you Fresh and Fit fans rank so high on my Tears of Delusion chart. I'm about to replace Disney. I am going to replace Disney. I'm going to have to, because y'all are right below Antonio Brown. Y'all are right there. At this level of delusion, following these idiots like that, because I mean, there was plenty of people who still liked that video. There's people on there like, oh man, yeah, he's saying the right stuff. Now, apparently this video, he said, wasn't looked at as good from his followers on Twitter. You know why? Because this stuff is insane. Listening to you say this, crazy. You don't deserve the right to say this. I'm sorry, you don't get it. What I also find funny is that these people always want to talk about how stoic the men are, how men are supposed to stay in their masculine frame. We stay poised under pressure, and women always crumble, can't ever handle an ounce of adversity. But all the men that these guys know, they know how to handle it top notch. When his main hero is Myron Gaines, a guy who acts like this.
You little right there when this lied and said that I got her pregnant when I fucking did it. And then you dumbasses 3 years later believe some that makes the same allegations again. You fucking idiots.
Known for the most epic and most infamous meltdowns, especially of 2024, but in general here on YouTube or just on social media. This guy is only going viral for all the wrong reasons.
You're the You're the You know who you're talking to? I am a member of the clan. I got a white hood.
You know what? I bet you're fat.
Yo, do these know who the fuck they're talking to? I am the captain now, motherfuckers. I am the fucking captain.
For crashing out, screaming out of his head. Eventually, that blood vessel in his head is going to explode, and it's going to be big problems for Mr. Fuddle. Just saying, he's going to be in quite the predicament once that thing goes. It's just a shame that they always want to talk about this, but yet their heroes are always crumbling and falling apart at the seams every time somebody questions them on something. Anytime a woman gets up in their face, they decide they're going to get up in theirs. Like, that is the most bitch-made thing I could see out of a guy who wants to lash back out at the woman.
Declare not decree that.
Yeah,
This show is going to be in the fucking ditch.
Yeah,
Just
do
like
it.
you and your
Do it.
bitch.
Do it.
How about that
Do
one?
it. Do it. Get the fuck out of here. This Florida. This Florida. You stupid nigga.
Like, dude, if they're so helpless and they can't defend themselves, then what's going to make you seem so big, bad, and tough by getting up in their face and intimidating them? Oh my God, what an intimidating figure you are. You're a bitch. They all are. All these guys are just mega losers. I can't stand these folks. With all the bullshit I'm seeing in this video, I'm almost positive I'm just staring out into a cow pasture, because there's nothing that I'm getting out of this video that isn't absolute shit.
They see in these romantic comedies and things like that. Now they're seeing on Instagram. You guys ever see, on Valentine's Day, they'll be like, the bed with like the rose petals and like this grand romantic gesture. Guy got, some penthouse hotel for them, some millionaire. Girls see that and they think that they're also entitled to that as well. And because in movies, it's always shown as like the man is courting the girl, the man is writing romantic poetry for her, the man is trying to show off, maybe he's giving her gifts or, sentimental gifts, like I said, writing a song or poem about her. And the woman is just kind of accepting that and like allowing herself to be courted.
Says the man who was just talking about movies just a few seconds ago. Don't forget, ladies, remember, Instagram, burn it. Facebook, burn it. If you got any form of social media, get rid of it. Family, friends, life updates, anything that's important that anybody else should know about, cut loose. The only thing that's supposed to be important in your life is that man. And if you don't have any children, it's definitely just that man. But your job is to make sure you can produce children. If you can't produce children, then what? You might as well just go ahead and die, I guess. There ain't no purpose for you in life, even though sometimes there's just something that you can't really help. Some women just aren't going to be allowed to have kids. Not their fault. Doesn't mean they have no purpose. And at that point in time, their purpose definitely ain't going to be making you some sandwiches and cleaning your ass every day. That just ain't going to be their purpose. At least I don't think so. Just think it. If I was a woman, I wouldn't want that to be my purpose. And there's a reason why every one of these people, especially people like y'all, every time you have daughters and stuff like that, you teach them everything that you'll be preaching against right now. Y'all aren't going to tell any of them. Y'all need to make sure that you get your cleaning skills right. Make sure you take home ec very seriously, because when they're telling you how to sew and knit clothes, you're going to need to learn how to do that for your future husband. Nobody's doing that crap. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, nobody actually should have these expectations of any woman. That's why they don't have women. That's why I'm so confused about No Fugazi the whole time. Like, everybody he was over here talking about he's trying to be like can't sustain relationships. He's in one. even though it's a crashed out crazy relationship that is just basically embarrassing to his platform. But other than that, it's a stable relationship, it seems. There's people in the house, they seem to enjoy each other, they love each other, I guess. I don't know if there's love or not, but either way, they seem to be having a good time. Something a lot more than these other idiots that he seems to want to be in the same rooms with have. Like, he's actually above these people, but yeah, he don't even know that. That's how stupid this whole thing is. Like, Cooley actually is well off, better than these people. Even though his situation isn't ideal for the most average man, he seems happy to me. And if he can take care of it, I think he's doing great. But for whatever reason, he wants to put himself in the realm with these other losers, when really he should just admit to the fact that this is all a grift. And that these people suck ass, because there's no way in any reality he can really believe some of the stuff that these people are talking about. Because if he does, he wouldn't have that woman. She has to know that this is all a facade. This is a real facade that they just can't, ignore. It's just good for the money, good for the grift, good for the soul. I mean, I don't know, man. These people are not living in reality anymore. They have traveled to the upside down. They're not living amongst us anymore. They have went through the golf hole and they're in Looney Tune land at this point in time. They traveled through the brick post and they went through 9 3/4. They're at Hogwarts. It's a different place, a completely different dimension. I don't even think they're in this universe anymore. They have traveled to a completely different plane. They're not living amongst us. That's the best way I can put it. This level of delusion is scary. Sort of like, I want to have another video coming out talking about these white nationalists that are trying to take over this small town here in Tennessee. It's the same type of mindset. These people want to create and mold women into their own beings and entities that they can just do whatever they want. Since they can't just have modern day slavery anymore, the best thing they can do is just corrupt the women. Mold their minds. Make sure they get them young. That way they're malleable. That way you can turn them into exactly what you want them to. And that's what they want. Just like these white supremacists that are trying to take over Jackson, Tennessee. These folks are literally trying to go into a town, infiltrate, and indoctrinate all the people that live there. And the people that live there are like, no, don't want that. Just like these women who are like, no, don't want that lifestyle. For some people, they're okay with it. Like, and this isn't a traditional household these people are talking about. There are still traditional families where the wife stays at home and she cooks and cleans and does all the nice little knickknacks around the house, which is great. Golly, that is ideal. But guess what? That isn't the reality for most people, because most people cannot survive it, because one income ain't gonna be enough. And I guarantee you, your income ain't gonna be enough unless you're still scamming folks out here with these fake courses and these fake fraudulent classes and stuff that you're putting on. Like, y'all stuff that you're doing is faker than Random University. What we are putting on out here is actually more real than what y'all got going on, and this stuff is for free. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because we need the numbers. And if you want this education, all you gotta do is hit the button. But I'm just saying, these losers are on another level of sad. They're on another level of sad. I'm sorry once again for the jankiness of some of the video that I sent you, and watch, please, once again, don't shut down my channel, because it's the only way I can get the video. But I really don't even want to watch any more of this nonsense, because this is just, it's embarrassing. And it's sick to see this guy out here talking about he wants to date teenagers. Once again, you know that this person is hanging out at the schools. You know there's not much that's going to keep this guy from inviting a 17 or 16-year-old into his house. If you're already pushing the envelope with the 18 and 19, who's to say you're not going to go lower? You're already 36. You know what I mean? What are you doing? You're twice their age. What do you have in common with these folks? I mean, it's just, these aren't relationships. They want slaves. I've said it back on my video a while back, which I might just leave a link to that one in this one, because that was a pretty good video for you to watch if you just want to talk about their ideologies and how to control their women. And like, look, man, I believe in traditional relationships, but I just know that things aren't always going to be as traditional as you would like anymore. Man, it's expensive out here. And unfortunately, if you really want to make it, most people, both sides are probably going to have to work, and both sides are going to have to grind. And you can't sit here and have one side asking and demanding a whole bunch of stuff, and they're not really delivering a whole lot on their end. And people like this guy, who's probably got the personality of a dead animal, is not somebody who should be out here demanding a whole bunch of stuff. No personality, ugly as shit, probably not very tall, and probably don't make a whole bunch of money, and you're goofy looking. Like, everything about you just reeks of off. That's what it is. And I guarantee you this guy got picked on all the time in school. Like, this is the kind of guy, I guarantee you he didn't look much different when he was much younger. Just get rid of that beard, he still had probably the same stupid haircut and the same ridiculous looking face. And I'm pretty sure he got picked on a lot. Just like all these guys in the manosphere. Most of these dudes got bullied. Just like I keep no Fugazi, he said he played sports. I doubt he was really bullied that much. These other guys, Myron, yeah, bullied. AJ, damn, dog. But yeah, the rest of these guys, bullied. I guarantee they were all picked on. That's why they're angry at everybody. And it's just that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
But she's not actually contribute anything on her end. We expect something in return. We expect compliance is the main thing, aka that the woman listens to us and does what we say, accepts that, like, you know, men have much harder lives. Men are forced to grow and adapt and solve bigger problems and think bigger and overcome more adversity. Thus, it only makes sense that the person who has life on hard mode would be the leader to the person who has life on easy.
Yes, people are asking men to solve problems, not you. You're a D writer. You don't solve problems. You just ride the ball sack. You just Tarzan. There's nothing that you do that's actually leading anybody. You're clearly following Myron. You're not leading anybody or anything. You just decided you're gonna, I guess, lead men and start saving lives with this stupid video here, talking about how you basically need to just create your life as a Geppetto out here on the platform. Yeah, that's saving a whole lot of lives when they end up in prison or they end up on a watch list. Yeah, that's the way to go, right? I'm sure. Best thing ever.
But also the aggression, the testosterone, other things I don't need to get into too much. But yes, and then obviously, you know, sex, on demand is one of the main reasons why men get in relationships.
This is another talking point I always hear from these people that let you know they don't ever have any real relationships with women. They just think it's just coochie on demand. They just open up the box whenever you snap your fingers or you just say, open sesame. It doesn't work that way. There is no magical button to say, hey, guess what? I need it right now, and you're going to give it up right now. This is how you end up having a wife that gets R-worded multiple times in a marriage. This is how you end up having girlfriends who said, I didn't comply, and this ends up being a situation where you end up having assault. Just saying, man, like, people with these ideologies, they're just going to end up landing other people in jail because they're going to get them indoctrinated thinking that everything is supposed to happen at a whim on their command. Nothing works like that. This isn't a Tesla bot. All these guys, this is why whenever I figure out whatever stock I can put into the sex bots, I'm going to buy it because it's going to get rich, because you're going to have a whole bunch of people indoctrinated by Red Pill that's going to be lining up to go get those machines. There's already people who buy enough and invest into sex dolls. You don't think they're going to get the bots, start putting all sorts of faces on them like I was just talking about with the Helga reference earlier? It's gonna happen because these are weirdos. These are the weirdos who's gonna have the bot hidden in the closet cheating on their girlfriend. Like, I mean, just I can see it. It's just, I mean, dude.
And removing stress from a man's life. That's the main thing. Emotional support, removal of stress, compliance, helping with domestic activities, being a support structure to him, taking on some little job in his business, doing like maybe the customer service or inbox management for his business, cooking for him, cleaning for him, basically being the backbone and emotional support for her man, helping her man be better. That is the role that we want from women, but they don't seem to understand that. They just want to take, and don't expect to give anything.
All this sounds great in theory, talking about having your wife come with you, basically be your secretary, be your aide, help you run your businesses. That's if you run a business. Who's all these people running these businesses? Y'all always act like y'all are some entrepreneurs running some type of multi-million-dollar business, or you just got some type of family restaurant or some type of establishment, a grocery store, gas station or something like that, that is all in your name. And you got so many of these obligations when most people are working an average everyday 9 to 5. There is nobody who needs to do all this extra maintenance for them on the side. What they really need is for that wife to be productive and also go make some money, because if not, they're going to also be out on the street, both of them. And maybe the kids too, if that wife ain't out there making some money. But yeah, if you're in a situation where you actually have a business and she can help out and help you aid, that's great. I know of a person that's in that situation. And you know who it was? One of my best friends who married, guess what? A single mother. Very compliant, very great wife, great person to be around. And you know what? I guess she's, super submissive and all those things that you'd be asking for. But you know why? He's a respectable man, unlike you idiots. First of all, y'all aren't respectable whatsoever. And y'all are the type of people that would have a woman working for you on a podcast about relationships that's going to fail, just like the other 90% of them. Like, there's a whole huge percentage of people that go out here and bomb on the platform, trying to do the exact same thing. You know how many people have went out here and tried to copy Fresh and Fit? There's literally another Fresh and Fit clone that lives underneath them for people that used to work for them. They literally did exactly everything. Everything looks exactly the same except for for it is truly the Temu version of it.
Rate you.
First you're rating me, and then him, and then him. Go.
I'll rate you a 7.
All right. What is he?
I'll rate you an 8,
All right.
and I'll rate Josh an 8 also.
Okay. What about you? Go.
I would rate you a 8,
Okay.
9.
Okay. Come on. He just fucking stood up, bro. Like, come on.
I would say 9.
All right. What about you over there? Go.
2.
Okay.
I would give him a 9.
Okay. What is she over there?
I would give him a 10 because
Okay.
he invited me.
All right. So again, you sound like a stupid ass bitch.
The entitlement mindset, okay? Expecting men to fulfill financial or social obligations without reciprocating in other ways. We've already...
So I'm just saying, not every idea a guy has is always going to be a winning idea. You over here thinking, well, she needs to be listening to me. This is how some families crash out. They trust that guy who has idiotic ideas. The guy who keeps traveling from city to city to city to city so he can write a book that is going to bomb. And he spent 3 years trying to do it, and the family's been struggling the whole time and miserable, and the kids hate him. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. I've seen that happen. There's a reason why they tell stories like this. I mean, this stuff isn't just a facade. It's not lies. It's reality.
Tattoos and piercings. Brazilian women, I have a lot to say about them. On the negative end, they're like the most flaky creatures. They're like, you know, professional time wasters. If you can get a Brazilian girl out on a date and one of the few ones that's not doing sex work, they are the most amazing women. Like Brazilian women, if you get one of the few that's beautiful and not doing sex work and isn't like a flaky airhead, Brazilian women are hands down the S-tier women. That and Venezuelan women, actually.
Now I get it. Some people don't like tattoos. I'm not even a huge fan of tattoos, but it depends on like how many tattoos you got. Where are the tattoos? I mean, some of these guys are literally demonizing women for having a tattoo on the back of their wrist or something on their back hip that like commemorates a dead relative or something like that. Like, I mean, really, is that what you're going for? Tattoos that don't even show up when they have clothes on. Something that you won't even see before. Their reason that woman is now for the streets because she got a little ink on her body. These people are just, they're pathetic. And a guy like this who ranks probably about a 2 out of 10 really shouldn't have these demands. I mean, really, he should be willing to accept almost any type of woman. Like, if he's racist, he should get rid of all of any of that racism because he should be willing to take a woman of any race, ethnicity, or creed. And he needs to be willing to take one of size. He needs to be able to take one that might be trans. He needs to be willing to be open for a lot of different stuff because he's busted. That's where he's at. And that's what he would tell a woman who he thought was ugly as well. You need to be willing to take a man who's a little fat, a little man who might be a little stink, or a guy who has a small penis. You need to be willing to accept those things. You need to be willing to accept a woman that doesn't even have titties. That's how bad off you are. I'm just saying, you need to be willing to accept a woman who barely is a functional woman. And yet he has all these demands. Crazy.
1 in every 200, maybe. I don't like girls with like chunks of metal. Like, when did like the septum piercing, like the bull, like septum, when did that disgusting septum piercing? And it's always a butterfly tattoo. You guys ever notice it? It's literally, I'm gonna do a whole separate video on this. It is literally always a butterfly. Every fucking time it's the butterfly. I don't like girls with spray paint and graffiti and ink and needles that have pierced their soft, delicate, collagen-rich, feminine skin and been drawn on with whack, dumb little images. Nor do I like mutilation of metal objects pushed through your nose.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure most women would prefer a guy who didn't look like he was born from a brother and sister that got drunk in the same trailer together.
And this is why I'm considering dating teenagers.
I beg your pardon.
Hopefully, by the time they're 18, 19, they haven't got any tattoos yet. Also, you can just go to another country. There's actually a few countries in South America where they don't all have mutilated their bodies.
If you notice, this guy said by the time they were 18 or 19, which means you know he's definitely scouting them out much earlier. Once again, alluding back to where he's spending his afternoons at. While he's watching, you know, Beach High School go out there and play the other girls from like West High School or whatever county or whatever school that you're talking about. That's where he spends his nights. And I don't think I'm far-fetched on that. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I don't want to keep talking anymore. If I keep talking on this video, I will literally keep talking for an hour. And I got more videos to talk about and edit and record. You know, there's a lot more stuff to discuss here at this university. Like, share, and subscribe to this university. Free education, where you're actually going to learn something of value, unlike what you're going to learn from these idiot red pill gurus who won't teach you anything except for that women deserve less. And that's a book on how to dry off the box. And if you want real box, you don't listen to these people. Listen to somebody who might actually know what the heck they're talking about. Just saying. God, these people are going to ruin lives. They are. And they already are ruining lives. Just don't go broke listening to these people. Just stop. I'm telling you, you're only enabling yourselves. And then go figure, all these masculine men standing up for free speech always delete everything that they ever create on these platforms after they end up crashing out. This guy's crashed out. This video's gone. It's gone. I couldn't find it. That's why I had to record it the way I did it today. But yeah, what a loser. See ya.